Hi there. I wanted to give an update on my MS, which I've had now for 2 years and 8 months, officially diagnosed. Of course, when someone gets officially diagnosed, they probably had this disease a while longer, and I definitely had it a while longer, and I remember my first symptom, which was 5 years before diagnosis, which just means that disease manifested then, but the disease started even earlier than that. So 5 years before diagnosis, that's 7.5 years from now, and I had it before for who knows how long, possibly 3, 5 years. So I had this disease now for more than 10 years. I would be pretty confident saying that. Um, so where am I now? At 37, I just turned that age. So where am I? Well, I'm pretty lucky as compared to some people who get diagnosed and get pretty bad symptoms. Um, but mine are not that easy, and you will see what I mean by that. Um, I would think they are more uncommon than your typical case, but it's hard to make a case that they are better. Um, so, what symptoms did I have in these 10 years or 2.5 years since diagnosis? Um, just overall. My first my first symptom was numbness in the roof of my mouth, right there. I woke up with that 7 years ago, and that was very strange. No pain, just numbness. That numbness spread to my cheek and spread to my nose. Was very scary and disconcerting. So um, the numbness luckily went away from my face, but it remained in the roof of my mouth. And at that time, I didn't have MRI, didn't have insurance, so I couldn't get MRI. And I even went to emergency, but they didn't scan me. They just talked to me. They said, "Well, this will go away. Just take good care of yourself." Um, I wish I had been diagnosed back then and started some treatment back then, but of course, it's just a wish. Um, and that was my first symptom. 2.5 years ago, February 2019, I got optic neuritis, which is darkening of your vision, wishy washy type of vision. Um, and that was really scary because for the first time I got loss of function, very important function. And I wasn't able to read, I wasn't able to work effectively. So incredibly, as you can imagine, uh, hard. Uh, but with that, about actually same time, I got headache right behind my eye, and it was like someone was stabbing me with ice pick, um, and was burning kind of pain. Um, and I just thought that it's connected to my optic neuritis, and I read that optic neuritis will go away, so I thought the pain will go away. Well, optic neuritis kind of went away, like the classic version where it's blurry, stayed for a few weeks, and then it went away. But what didn't go away was the slow erosion of my vision, and the pain also didn't go away. And I had that pain in the spring of 2019 and most of the summer, and it got very bad in autumn of 2019, and then it lessened in January, February 2020. I think it did, if my memory is correct. And I kind of coasted through 2020, most of the year, until September, October, when the pain behind the eye got bad again. But somehow I went through that without really any medication. The medication that I was prescribed, gabapentin, didn't work. All right. So I went to the doctor in 2020, neurosurgeon, neuro ophthalmologist in Barnes Jewish Hospital in St. Louis, and they didn't find anything. Then I went to Kansas University Hospital, and the neuro ophthalmologist looked at that. He looked at the MRI, and I actually have a brain cyst that is benign behind somewhere in the area of my left eye. So I've been asking doctors whether that was the cause, and none of them will say that. They were just telling me it's something with your MS, but they were not pointing to any region in my brain MRI. They just kept it very vague. So I went through 2020 somehow with this experience, and in 2021, in February, I went to Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, and they diagnosed me, or they suggested that they could diagnose me with something called chronic paroxysmal hemicrania. It was chronic because I've had this pain for at that time a year and a half, or actually 2 years, and it was paroxysmal because it was sharp and burning, and hemicrania just means headache. So this is just describing of my symptoms, and as you can see, I was dealing with that headache, with that painful headache behind my left eye for 2 years. Then it got better in 2021 for most of the year. But guys, it happened right now. At the end of summer, it was getting worse, and right now it's probably at the level of 8, 9, and almost constant. So that was my symptom. My other symptom, which was really recently in September of 2021, was trigeminal neuralgia. And trigeminal neuralgia is face pain, and it happened to me at my right side over here. Very curious, because the issues I was having was on the left eye and behind my left eye, and this happened right here, and it was sharp, stabbing electric shots of pain over here. Very, very, very painful. The condition has a name, suicide disease. I have another video you can go check out about this in detail, but for comprehensive description, I'm talking about it. These are all the symptoms I've had in the overall through my MS experience. So it is the burning stabbing pain behind my left eye. It is the worsening of initially was optic neuritis in the left eye, and then got slow increasing erosion of the eye vision. So right now I don't see much clearly in the left eye. Don't get me wrong, I see a lot, but I can't really function with that vision. I cannot really read on the screen and so forth. And I had trigeminal neuralgia right here. So, and I still, of course, have that numbing in the roof of my mouth, which everything started with. So this pretty much describes, but to be complete, I need to mention the spasms on the back and on my legs that I had initially 2.5 years ago, and I honestly cannot tell right now if that happened because of MS or because I was so tense and nervous and fearful at that time that maybe that was the effect, and the cause was different. But I think it might have been MS at that time, and those spasms thankfully went away. I took some magnesium and just relaxed more, and they went away. And I would be incomplete not mentioning the burning pain on my skin that I had 2.5 years ago, pretty constant, very bothersome in my legs, especially the left side, but that spread to my thighs, and I have to be, I have to mention that my groin, my butt, that kind of thing. I had that discomfort for months, and then it went away, thankfully. So I forget the exact name for this condition. Paresthesia, I think, for all this burning type of pain, but no numbness. As a lot of MS patients would report that, I didn't really have numbness, but a lot of burning and cold sensations in that lower body, which I haven't experienced in years now, thankfully. So what I can say is my MS has been stably operating on my head, basically, in my eyes, in the pain behind my eyes, in the facial pain. I can say it affected my trigeminal nerve, which is probably the cause of my pain behind my eyes, and it's obviously the pain from trigeminal neuralgia. So that's where I am. I thankfully don't experience fatigue. I don't experience, as far as I know, I don't experience many other common MS symptoms today. But what I know is anything can happen. Apologize about that. I had no idea 3 years ago, in October of 2018, that I would have optic neuritis, that I would lose some vision, that I would have horrible eye headache behind my eye, that I would have trigeminal neuralgia. Like, those things didn't exist in my mind. I was feeling, like any other young adult who's healthy. But things can change. This is what life has taught me in this overall, in this time. So it's been a journey. um, I really appreciate if you watch this, and if you are a MS patient, you would probably identify with me. um, I want to, you know, encourage anybody with MS. Thankfully, there is a lot of support out there on Facebook. There are groups. There are groups probably somewhere else, and there are other important support groups, like people with chronic pain. Um, so if you are an MSer with chronic pain, I understand you. You know, just let's hold on. Let's encourage each other. Um, for everybody, I appreciate you listening, and I hope everyone has a good, pain-free day. God bless you. Bye.